about today is I'm going to talk about some RPOs. I'm going to talk about some second-level RPOs and some third-level RPOs. Hopefully,
you're good.
Can you guys got it?
Yep, you're good.
Cool. All right. So I apologize for all the other stuff that's on here, but unfortunately, I can't figure out how to get it off of the screen. So you guys are just going to have to bear with me. So as we go into the second-level RPOs, the first thing that you guys got to know about this deal is the guys that are in the box, okay, they are strictly responsible for the run game. All right. Now, in this little briefing that I'm going to give you guys, a lot of it, all of it is the throws, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay. But there's a lot of different things that you can do. But this is what we do at Western Michigan. This is what we've really hung our hat on with being able to get our guys in situations where they can take advantage of what the defense is giving us. And so, you know, the guys that are in the box, the 5 offensive linemen and the tight end in this regard right here, these guys are strictly responsible for the run part. Okay, everything that I'm going to show you here is all going to be inside zone stuff. So these guys, it's 6-on-6, and I was the offensive line coach here for the last 3 years. I recently just transitioned over to be the tight ends coach. You know, having the run game part being in with our RPOs is something that we believe in. We are a run-first offense, okay? And so because we are a run-first offense and we want to get after it up front, we know that we're going to be able to create some matchup problems for our guys on the outside, okay? And so as we start playing this deal, and you guys can see this little snapshot right here, all we're doing is we're running hitches, okay? That's it. And what we tell our quarterbacks, when you first look out there, okay, no matter what you have in the front, if you like the run, great, hand it off. It's 6-on-6. We feel great about it, okay? Now, again, I already told you guys what we're going to look at a bunch right here is we're going to look at all the throws that our quarterbacks make. But our quarterbacks look out there to our single receiver at the top of the screen, and if he's got easy access, he's going to take it. And that's exactly what he's doing here. He looks out there, it's one-on-one, that corner's playing off, and we're going to throw it right now, even with the fake. And what you guys can see is he's going to ride it in there for just a second. That little ride in there is going to get the safeties down. It'll get the linebackers down. It will hopefully be able to give us a clear path to be able to throw the ball. Now, again, what we're going to do is we're going to push the ball. We're going to push our route up to 5 yards. We're going to get turned around quickly, and that ball's got to be delivered on the outside shoulder. Okay, that ball being delivered on the outside shoulder allows our receiver to transition, go break one tackle, and in our league, a lot of times, you know, just like what you guys are doing, you know, you get teams, you break one tackle, you got a chance to go to the house. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put our guys in one-on-one situations where they're going to be able to maximize everything that they have in front of them. Okay, now this team that we were playing this night, they were wanting to load the box. You can see the safeties are down at 8 yards. Flat-footed, they're coming down, and we weren't going to mess with that. We don't have enough guys. We got 6 guys. They got 8 guys in the box. So what we want to do is we want to throw the ball, okay? Quarterback gets it out of his hand quick, and now it's one-on-one with our receiver, all right? We had a pretty talented – that kid was a freshman. He was a freshman all-conference player for us, and we're fortunate to have him back for the next 3 years, okay? So now, again, we're getting ready to play. It's 6-on-6. That's what we're looking for. We have 6-on-6 in the box. The quarterback – our quarterbacks have to be able to count, period. If you can count to 6 and you know we have 6 guys, hand the ball off. We like those odds, okay? As soon as people start to bring 7, 8, 9 guys into the box, well, now we got to throw it. And all that does is it gives our receivers a chance to go ahead and make their money. Now, what you're going to see here is, again, the first thing that our quarterbacks look for is, does this guy have a chance to do anything? Okay, with the route that we have called, the RPO that we have called, because the corner is impressed, it's not a good deal. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the number 2 receiver. That's the guy up on the hash. All right, what he's going to do is he's going to run a wide departure hitch. Same thing. He's trying to get to 5 yards, but that wide departure now, what it does is it separates himself from the Sam, and it gives us a chance now to throw the ball again on the outside shoulder and run away from the contact point from the defender that's driving from the top down. Okay, everybody's running hitches. The guys on the outside, because we've called hitch and they have press, they now get into a fade situation. So if you are telling your quarterback, which we do, we trust our quarterbacks a lot with the information that we give them. If the quarterback likes the one-on-one matchup and he wants to take the fade, great, more power to you. Okay, you want to take the one-on-one matchup right here as a number 2 receiver, and you want to let him go to work. Also fine. Okay, I will tell you guys this though: the one thing that I tell our receivers, okay, is that if we're going to run RPOs, we're going to run hitches, we're going to run out routes, we're going to run bubbles. If you can't get me 5 yards, we're not running the RPO. Period. Dot. I would rather run the ball 5 more times on inside zone or outside zone, and I trust my 5 offensive linemen and my tight ends and my running backs to get me 5 yards, opposed to spitting it out there and getting tackled for 1 or 2. Okay? We can call quarterback draw and have the quarterback trip over his own 2 feet if we need to do that. You guys with me? Okay? So we're going to throw hitches. Quarterback, if you got open access, take it. If you've got a guy who's playing inside leverage, go ahead and take that. Okay? Now here's the other one that we can do, okay? Now, we're going to let our number 2. Now, this second level RPO, same deal. You guys can look at the drawing. The X receiver, if he's got open access, he's going to bang that hitch, okay, right now. If he doesn't have the open access, you can take the fade. You better like that matchup, and we need to get things done. If you go to the field now, okay, what we're going to do is the Z has a MOR. That's a must outside release. When he must outside release, what he's doing now is he's going to create some more space for our number 2 receiver, because he has got alignment advantage on what's happening here. The Sam, when we play Michigan State, look, guys, Michigan State's going to get 7 guys into the box. Most of the time, they're going to get 8, 9 guys into the box. The Sam doesn't care about the pass at all. The guy that's covering the bubble, the guy that's covering the number 2 receiver is the safety. So as soon as we started running the ball a little bit and that Sam started to trigger to the inside, we knew that it was going to be a catch and it could be a bang-bang play, okay? But what we were going to do is on this out route now, we were going to be able to catch the ball and then dip our shoulder and transition. Same thing. You got 1 guy to beat. Now, Michigan State is a really, really good tackling defensive team. Okay? Really, really good. And so they trust their safety to be able to come down from the top down and make these plays. And this guy did a good job of doing it. But what I'm looking out there and I'm saying, okay, look, we're catching the ball at 5 yards. If you catch the ball and fall down, it's 2nd and 5. Or in this instance, it's 3rd and 2. Okay? But if you can dip your shoulder and you can turn up the field, maybe now it's a 1st down. Maybe it's 3rd and 1. Okay? So a lot of it is going to be really dependent on where the alignment of the defender is. Okay? Now, if you're a scan team, you can look out there and see what kind of leverage the defender is playing. Maybe you want to stick with the hitch. Maybe you want to get to the out. Okay? But those are 2 really, really easy second-level RPOs that we can get done with it. Okay? And again, in the run game, if you like your matchup situations and you want to go 6-on-6, great, more power to you. We like this opportunity for our guy to be able to catch and transition on the outside. Okay? Now I'm going to transition into some third-level RPOs. We talk about third-level RPOs. Now your quarterback is now reading a safety. Okay? So when you drop your back or you guys are running from the gun like we do, okay, we think it's not terribly difficult for our quarterback to be able to ride and look at a third-level defender to determine whether or not he's going to deliver the ball. And it's as simple as that. When you are reading a third-level defender, if that defender takes 1 step towards the line of scrimmage, you are now throwing the ball because he is coming down to be involved in the run game. If he stands there flat-footed, hand the ball off. Again, it should be 6-on-6. That's the whole reason why we have gotten into the formations that we've gotten into and why we're doing the things that we can. Okay, now again, depending on how much you trust your quarterback will depend on a lot of things. We are looking to push the ball down the field. We look at RPOs as a chance for one-on-ones to get down the field when we're reading the third level. If you want to take the bubble into the field, also fine. If that Sam is playing so far to the inside or that safety is playing so far to the inside that you like the bubble, take it now. It's kind of like that X on the hitch where if you have open access, you can go ahead and take it. Okay, so right here, we're going to throw the ball up top. Okay, we were playing Central Michigan last year. We knew that they like to get into the thirds. They were trying to disguise it with a cover 4 shell, a cover 2 shell. We know that safety into the boundary is going to roll himself back into the middle of the field, and it was going to create some separation for our X here up at the top to be able to run his glance route, which is the 3rd outside step. Okay, so our receivers have their inside foot up. On his 3rd outside step, he is breaking to the inside depending on the leverage of the corner. We are trying to catch this ball midway in between the numbers and the hash. That's where the quarterback is trying to deliver the ball. We do not want this route to be, or this ball to be caught too close to the safety, but we also need to create some separation from the outside cornerback. Okay. In this instance right here, again, if our quarterback had risen up and thrown the bubble, I'd be kind of okay with that. But we also know that when we call these third level RPOs, we are really trying to push this ball down the field. The quarterback has to get in there and ride this ball into the belly of the tailback in order to get the fake from the linebackers and the safety. Now, again, in this instance, they had already predetermined that they were going to roll to the field. Okay, they're rolling to the field. Okay, great. We know the backside safety is going to be rolling away from where we want to throw it. That's exactly what we want, and we're able to deliver this thing. And if he breaks, again, right here, he breaks one tackle, well, I guess it was the second tackle, and we probably go in and we score. Okay, Central last year, they wanted to load up the box. We got 6 guys. They have 7 guys. We were going to have to read one of the defensive ends. We didn't like that a whole lot, but what we did like is we liked our quarterback, who's a really smart guy. We trusted him. We liked him, and you can see his eyes. You can see the stripe on his hat. It's looking down the field. He's reading the feet of the safety to that side. And if he had stayed flat-footed right there, he would have had to hand this ball, and he was going to read the Sam. Okay, number 6, this cat right here. And in that instance, if he was reading this guy, he actually would have thrown the bubble. But we knew, again, based on all the rotation that was happening, that he was going to bang this RPO, or he was going to bang this glance route, and we were going to get the ball to one of our playmakers and let him go to work. Okay, same thing going down the field. You know, you like the leverage. Do you like the leverage on the bubble? Do you want to rise up and take it? Yeah, okay, we can do that. But again, we're putting it into our guys' heads that we want to push the ball down the field. We dictate to the defense, not the other way around. We get lined up fast. We put formations the way we want them so that we can dictate how the defense is going to get aligned. And then we take advantage of situations like this where we're going to get aggressive linebackers. The corner is bailing, and the safety is all the way almost on the backside hash. Okay, the ball is delivered and caught a little bit further than where we want it to be, but we have enough room where we can get in there and we can create our separation, catch the ball. It's still a big play. Again, is this 6-on-6? Do you want to run the ball? What do you want to do? How do you want to protect it? It all depends on what you want to do. Okay, and again, we're going to get loaded boxes. We're going to try and throw the ball down the field, and we're going to try and get you out of that loaded box and make you get into more of a cover 2, cover 4 type situation. All right, here again, we got basically the same thing that I showed you guys on the first one. Okay, it's almost, it's pretty identical. All right, you want to load the box to stop the run because we're a good run team? Great. You got to drop your safety down and play cover 3, cover 1? Great. What we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of that by banging a glance on the backside and letting our playmakers go to work. We put our big-time playmaker at X. We're trying to find one-on-one matchups with that X, and this is a great way for us to be able to do it. Now, again, I told you guys when we started, we're a run-first team, okay? We're going to run the ball. We rushed for we averaged 209 yards per game this year, okay? We were able to throw for 350 yards, almost 350. We were throwing for 250 plus yards, okay? Not 350. That would have been some kind of awesome record, which I would like to be a part of this fall, okay? But the deal is, you want to load the box, stop the run, we're going to throw it over your head. You want to play back to stop the pass? Fine, we're just going to run it all day long, okay? But it all gets set up because of what we do up front. Okay, everything is set up by what we do up front. And we are telling the offensive linemen, I would tell them, don't worry about if it's an RPO or not. That's on us. That's a schematic thing that the coaches have to handle. Okay, if we get called for linemen down the field, that's because either it's a schematic error or the quarterback was indecisive. Make a decision and roll with it. So these guys are blocking inside zone all day long. It's going to help your cell. It's going to help the safeties come down if that's what they're being taught to do. It's going to get linebackers to fill a lot quicker. I don't know when I started, Drew, but I have a feeling I'm going over 15 minutes. Let me know if you need to kick me off.
Oh, you're good, man. This is the one I wanted to hear, so keep going.
All right. So, guys, you're seeing a bunch of the same stuff. All right. Now all they're doing is they're playing 3 cloud to the field. Okay. And what they're doing, but it's the same rotation. Okay. Again, so you tell here's what you're telling your quarterbacks. Look at the safety. Okay. If it's cover 4, you got to look at the safety to the side that you're reading. All right. I know that might sound silly, but for us, we're able to read either safety on either side. We saw a lot of cover 4 2 years ago. This past year, we saw a lot of cover 1. Okay. Everybody wants to try to disguise because nobody wants you to be able to set up and change your play and do something different. Okay. So what we're doing is we just tell our quarterback, like, look, we're going to run inside zone to the left. I want you to read the safety to the left, and whatever he does, he's wrong. If he stays flat-footed, hand the ball. It's a 6-man box. If he backs up or he rotates one step, we're throwing the ball. Okay? We're going to be aggressive to the RPO. I mean, shit, what was this? This was 2nd and 30. Okay? One catch. Now we're still 3rd and 12. It ain't great, but it's a lot better than 2nd and 30. If you guys got a 2nd and 30 play in your holster, feel free to share that. Okay, but again, the deal is it doesn't matter what the coverage is. Okay, you're telling your quarterback to read the safety. If they start in a 3 shell or a 1 shell with that guy playing high, you know right now you're banging it unless the corner is playing so far to the inside that there's no way for your X to square him up and be able to play to the inside. And I got something for that here coming in a little bit. And about 4 more clips. All right, now, your 3rd level RPO doesn't always have to be just your X. Some of you guys, most of you guys, are going to be able to play with either 3 skill to the field, or you're going to have a tight end that you like that's athletic, that's going to be able to move around, and you're going to be able to get him in the same situations where you're still going to read the backside safety, or you're going to read the safety to the side that you're running the ball. Okay? Same thing. You have your bubble. Okay, if you want to stand up and you want to throw the bubble, great. If you've got a chance to do that, great. If you trust your guy to be able to get in there and do that, that's awesome. If you don't like it, well, then you better wait for what's happening on the H. Okay, so now I talked to you guys. I said there's going to be 6 guys. It's these 6 guys are the guys who are into the blocking scheme. All right, your H right here for us, our H, he's the guy that's now the glance runner, so to speak. Okay, he's the guy that's got the RPO read. Okay, so right here, all right, we're running inside zone into the boundary. We knew versus this team that when we ran inside zone, these guys were going to get sucked up, and that was going to allow this guy to create some space back here and run behind the defenders, and we were going to be able to get him the ball. Okay, it turns out that kid's pretty good. He actually started out for us as a wide receiver. He just signed with the Carolina Panthers, and we're really proud of him for what he's been able to do, and it's going to be hard not to have him on the field, but he can run, he can block, he can catch, all right? And so he was a real live matchup problem for defenses, and so to be able to try to figure out ways to get the defense to suck up and get him running behind guys with a linebacker on him was a real live mismatch problem. You guys can get to the same thing by going trips. You can go 3 skill to the field, and you can let your number 3 receiver go ahead and work his guy. Okay, but what you got to do is you got to figure out a way to run the ball to the weak side, in this instance into the boundary, so that you can get the boundary safety to have to make a decision. If he stands there flat-footed, hand the ball. 3 yards or 4 yards on a run play is going to be okay. Okay, but again, for us, you know, the safeties that we see in our league and the guys that we play against, what happens is a lot of times is those safeties are the 7th or 8th or 9th guys into the box. They're run fitters. And because they're run fitters, we knew that we were going to be able to get one of our guys with some pretty good speed on a linebacker maybe or a safety, and we like that matchup to be able to go ahead and throw him the ball. Now, where did we tell him? We told him that his catch really – the place that we wanted him to catch the ball in this instance here, when we were 3-by-1 with a nub side tight end, was right over the ball. That's where we needed him to. We needed to get him there. Okay, and obviously our quarterback is just kind of making things happen here. But you can see that it's kind of close. The big thing that we're trying to do is get him to set up the defender and then keep coming across and running away from the defender. Obviously, Syracuse has got almost everybody in the box. Okay, we like this matchup with our tight end on the linebacker. You can see how he kind of comes out here like he's working to block the guy, and then he turned it into just a play action kind of a pass. All right, very similar deal here versus Ohio. This was I think it was about 7 degrees out that night. It's nice and nice action there on a Wednesday. But same deal. So we knew, okay, running now here we're running pin and pull into the boundary. Okay, we're blocking down. This is outside zone read. And as the quarterback lays that ball into the belly of the running back, he's literally reading safety. That safety takes 2 steps or 1 step towards where the run is going. Now we have our tight end that's going down the field to be able to get that ball. So you got a chance to be able to get 3 guys, your number 3 receiver also on the glance route. Okay, now this is one that we put in late in the season, and we just said, hey, look, quarterback, here's what we're going to do. We are going to tell you that we're going to run the ball with 2 tight ends. Okay, these guys are all in the run fit, and you are going to read the safety that's nearest, or excuse me, in this instance, the safety to where the ball is being run. Okay, so here, he's reading this safety right here. Now, again, versus Central, we knew that this guy was going to back up. So it was all going to be based on what the leverage of this guy was going to be. That was all determined on where the ball was going. As soon as we saw the rotation happening into the boundary, he knew right now that he was going to the field. So both of our guys technically are supposed to be running glance routes. I have no idea what he's doing. This was a freshman moment. Right here, he is not supposed to be taking that thing deep, but if you want to do that, you want to make that call, go ahead and do that, okay? Same thing. We knew working all week that this ball was going to the field, so maybe he just wanted to take that play off or do something sweet. I don't know, whatever it was. We knew we were going to the field because of the way the rotation of the safeties was going. Okay, same thing. They got 7 guys in the box. They're looking to get 8, but we really liked what our guys were going to be able to do against a middle of the field safety and against rotation that we could see. And we wanted to go ahead and get that done. Okay, same idea here. All right, this was in our bowl game against Western Kentucky. Really, really aggressive defense. You can see their safety. The safeties don't care. They're basically in cover 0. Okay, so at this point right here, it's like, hey, quarterback, which matchup do you like the best? You know, and this kid down here was doing a nice job, and he had this guy all turned around, and we're about a couple steps away from this being a really, really, really big one. Same thing, 3 steps on your outside, hit it to the inside. You got to trust your quarterback now. All right, you got to trust your quarterback to be able to make the right read. If you're talking about reading coverage and reading rotation, I don't know how much rotation you guys get. But if you don't want to read that rotation or you don't want to read that safety, okay, you can still throw the glance in there. It's just got to be delivered on time, and it has to be right in between where the numbers and the hash meet, okay? If you're in cover 4, you can still bang it in there, but it's going to be a bang-bang play, all right? All right, same deal here. So again, it was leverage. You know what I mean? And you can see the safety here. He's cheating into the boundary, and as soon as a quarterback sees him cheating into the boundary, he knows he's coming to the field. Bam, right there, big time play. Again, we're trying to push the ball down the field with these 3rd level RPOs. Okay, you're gonna have to tell you got to have a lot of faith in your quarterback. You're going to have to train him, and you're going to have to trust him. And there's early, he's going to make some bad reads. He's going to make some slow reads, and you just got to be okay with it. And the more that you rep it and the more that he throws it, the more comfortable he gets, the better he'll be. This is really, guys, just a compliment to the very first one that I showed you. I probably should have showed you this one first, the 3rd level RPO. This one really, guys, we didn't throw this one a whole lot. This was really only going to be if we were getting a heavy inside presence by the corner. Instead of trying to bang our head against the wall and say, hey, you got to run a glance, you got to get across his face after your 3rd step, what we were going to do is we just said, hey, look, you're going to run an out route, okay? And we can do this. This one we just happened to call to the field. We felt like our quarterback's arm was strong enough to be able to get it out there and deliver. And then again, you make one guy miss, and all of a sudden you're in a whole other, all of a sudden we're on the other side of the 50. You know what I mean? So you got big plays out there when you can get your guys that have one-on-one matchups, and it gives your guys a chance to really go ahead and make plays. It puts a lot of onus on your quarterback. You guys that are quarterback guys, that are coordinators out there, you want to put some onus on your quarterback and see what he can do, and find out. I know Coach was just talking a couple guys ago about recruiting and things like that. That's a big-time recruiting deal. You show up and you tell us that your quarterback has read coverage and he knows how to read and he knows how to deliver, he knows how to do those things. That thing ups their stock, man, a lot. And Same thing here. Bowling Green was playing us heavy to the inside because we were heavy on the glance. You know what I mean? And so we just said, okay, cool. We'll just take the out route. You catch it and fall down. It should be 10 yards. Should be another first down play coming up. I think this is the last one. Now again, 6-man box. If you like your front, we got 7 guys in here. Okay, so we're not the run game isn't going to be very good. Okay, on this one, but we liked our one-on-one matchups on the outside. Again, if you catch it and fall down, it should be another first down right there. So that's it. That's all I got, men's.
Awesome.
Questions?
Well, there's none on the board. I got a couple though. I was going to ask one. What's your thought process behind, like, I noticed on some of the third level reads, you're reading the guy that you're running towards, and then sometimes you're reading the guy that you're going away from. What's your thought process behind the two different ideas there?
Yeah, honestly, it was, if we're running third level RPOs, what we figured out during our film study, and it was all based on film study. If we knew that running the ball at a certain safety was going to get him to come down, we were going to run the ball at him in order to get him to come down so that we could throw it over his head. There were some times when we were running away that we wanted the second level RPO, either on the hitches, which we call Hawaii, either on the Hawaii or on the bubble, that we wanted to run the ball away from or show the ball away from, which would bring the Sam in. And as soon as we see that Sam coming in, that's when the quarterback wanted to open up and pop it out right now and try and get it out of the perimeter.
Okay. And then how about like the difference between, like, I noticed sometimes you're running just like zone where you're capping off the end, and then sometimes you're running insert. Is that kind of the same idea there?
Yeah, exactly the same idea. So what we would do is when we were inserting a guy, it was automatic. Our tackle and our guard to that side where the tight end was going to insert, they were locking on no matter where that was, getting the tackle to lock on to the defensive end. Now, some of the other things that we do is if we know that we're in a 2x2 open set, let's say, what we'll do is we'll put our tackle and our guard on the backside on the defensive end and the tackle or the nose, however that works out. And we'll actually read that backside linebacker on the pop or on the glance and kind of wheel around him. If he wants to suck up and come in and be in on the run, we'll pop up and we'll throw it right over his ear. If he wants to sit back on where the number 2 guy is going, then we'll hand the ball. Right, because so you got 5 guys on 5 guys. It's really the front 2, the Mike, and then the backside 2 guys reading the backside will. So we'll do that, but again, as soon as we get that tight end on the front side or the backside, as soon as he's an insert player, that automatically puts our backside guard and tackle on the defensive end and the defensive tackle.
Okay. And then Justin had a question about kind of that idea of running it towards the guy you're reading where the quarterback is almost turning away from him. Do you ever find that that's difficult for a QB to do?
No, actually, we spent a lot of time talking about it just this past offseason, to be perfectly honest with you. And instead of having it be a true read, we are actually, before we got cut off with this whole COVID thing, we were actually fiddling with making it a straight play action pass. Like it was just going to be an automatic throw that when he turns away, because what we were finding is as soon as our quarterback turned away, that backside safety was running to where the quarterback's eyes are. And we were just going to make it an automatic throw right now. So as if we called it a certain way, our quarterbacks were going to know that you're just stepping up and you're throwing it. There is no hand. It's all for show, but it's got to be a good fake. Right. And so when his eyes go away, he was going to step up and he was going to deliver it no matter what, because it was going to be a play action pass.
Cool. Awesome, Coach. We appreciate you coming on, man. Great stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.